Austin Rivers is talking spicy today at training camp.
What does he have to say? Let's hear him.
Take note.
Big Beach!
We're here.
My man, Alan,
It's different this time.
What's up, guys? So, Austin Rivers at training camp today. You haven't seen it yet. We're going to react to it live. He's saying some things, and I'm liking it.
We're caught in an era where everybody likes riding a wave, and people want to go to places that are already on the rise, or go to teams and franchises that are doing really well. And people have lost interest in going somewhere and making something great again. So I don't understand the opportunity of people. I don't understand someone not wanting to play for a city like New York. I just didn't get that. I still don't understand that. So for me, the opportunity was obvious to play like Alec alluded to, in a city that is regarded as the Mecca of basketball, with the fans that they have. Why not try to be a part of something, special? It's got to be about competing. Listen, you throw the word winning around, like, well, listen, we're gonna win a championship this year. I don't know, but we have to continue to build in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? We got to set realistic goals, and we see this. I look at this year, and you look at the playoffs and 8 seeds, and we got to compete. We got to be competitive. And for us, and how young this team is, we got a really young team. I went from being one of the youngest players on the team last year to being the second oldest on this team. So that's a big difference, and we have to play hard every night. Every night we got to outplay the team in effort, because that's going to give us a chance to compete and win that game. We don't have 4 or 5 all-stars on this team. We don't have superstars on this team, but we have talented young players, and we have a lot of opportunity. You never know what someone can become on this team. You know what I mean? I think that's what attracts guys like Alec and me, because you bet on yourself and you go somewhere like here and you try to establish yourself, and you try to help these young guys grow and be a great vet and compete. That's what drew me to this team, is to be a good vet, to help these young guys and to establish myself and compete, and try to go out there and just compete every night, try to win games, man. Where we'll end up, we'll see, time will tell. But that's what we got to do. And I look at this team, and I remember my pops a couple years ago, the Clippers had a team where they had to trade everybody away. They traded, Chris and Blake and JJ, Jamal, myself. We were all gone, and they kind of had that restart team, but they played so well. They went to that playoffs, I don't know if you guys remember, and they competed versus the Warriors, which made it a very attractive team now. You know what I mean? And then superstars wanted to go there because they knew the role players that they had there were solid, if you understand what I'm trying to say. So we got to make this, attractive. We got to compete. That's the biggest thing. That's got to be our number one advantage, is we got to play harder than everybody.
All right, so wait, before you give me your we hear this every year, I don't care. I'm hype. Austin Rivers, bring it. Here's the thing. He's a winning player. His dad was an NBA player, historic NBA coach. He's been around winning his whole life, right? Austin Rivers is still, it's funny enough, he's a big talent. Big guy in college. Obviously at the NBA there's another level, and he's never gotten to that level. But this is a guy who, and I hear him say these things, and look, obviously we've heard it before. But there are a couple of things, he's a charismatic guy. He said something as well about Obi Toppin. He said,
Obi Toppin is beyond a freak athlete. Like, beyond a freak athlete. He's gonna be really good.
You're laughing. He basically was like, holy shit. Like, he's been watching Obi, and he's like, this guy doesn't look regular talent. Like, his athletic ability is like next level.
Okay, so yes, he said the Mecca. I'm tired of hearing people say refer to New York as the Mecca of basketball, only because I almost feel like it's being used in a kind of clowning way, like, oh, the Mecca of basketball, oh, Madison Square Garden. So what he said, I love what he said. I love what he said. Yes, he wants to be he wants to change that narrative. Right? The narrative of, oh, no one wants to play for the Knicks. No one wants to come here. Because yes, we've been getting clowned for 20 years. Trust me, Knicks fans, we all know we've been getting clowned and having to stand up for ourselves for 20 years. Yes, of course we want change. Of course we want development. Of course we want to see these things happen. And these guys come in and they are saying that too. But let's see it. Like I'm almost kind of like, I don't put the cart before the horse. Let me. Great,
you're out of here.
Great.
I'm doing these videos.
Great. You're saying all the right things. I love it.
Hype.
I love it. No, I love that you're saying all the right things. Of course, we want these like-minded people.
Yep.
But I'm like, so show me. So show me. You want to change it? So show me the change. That's like talk. You talking the talk and walk the walk, right? Because you could talk all you want.
Yeah.
Show me. So show me that you're putting in the hard work. Show me that we're winning. Show me you want to win every night. Like every night, go out of there. If you tell me that Obi could be the next LeBron or Luka Doncic or whatever, maybe not even as high as that level, but if you're telling me that, that's great too. Like I'm all for it. I'm happy. I want to see it.
She's fed up.
I want to see it.
The rebuild has lost. Your cynicism is at an all-time high. I feel it though. I have to say, for us positive fans in the positive corner over here,
I think that era of, like what you said, of people not wanting to come here, our job is to change that, you know what I mean? And we got to make it attractive. And we will, because we have everything else. You got the city of New York, you got the best fans in basketball, you got, you play in the Madison Square Garden every night, you got the style of living, you got all of that. So it's our job to, as players, because the management and all that, they can only do so much. So it's exciting. I wanted to be a part of that. Why not? You know what I mean? So I'm really excited for that. Everything right now is headed in the right direction. From the hiring of the coach to the hiring of the management and assistant coaches and the picks that they drafted and the players that we've established this year. We're building. You know what I mean? So I think to be a part of something is special. You know what I mean? It's easy to go somewhere where everything is already set up and they've been in the playoffs 4 or 5 years in a row. I've been on those teams, and those are great experiences, but I want to take those experiences and those lessons and help this team and this organization in many ways as possible, and I'm sure Alec feels the same way. So,
like I said, he's been in winning environments. I like this sentiment because the reason I see it a little bit different, there are players who come here and say some stuff, but I actually like that he brought up specifically, we're in an era, and he knows this, where players like to do this, and we've heard people kind of say, I want to make it great, but it felt a little bit more measured from him, and I felt like when he spoke about like the top down cleanup we've done, and also his dad being a coach and knowing what good organizations are like, I felt he was a little bit more attuned to like that entire idea. Listen, it's training camp, all right, obviously it's hype, but I'm just gonna throw this out there. Austin Rivers obviously signed an incredible contract for us money wise. It's ridiculous.
$3 million over the next 10 million over
the next 3 years. Ridiculous. He can score, can put the ball in the hoop. He even said, if you're a real hooper, it's Lakers or the Knicks. Right? And he's like a basketball, because his dad, he's like a real hoop head. I think, we have guys who come and relish the opportunity to play for New York, and then it can go south all the time, like we know. But I have to admit, I like what I'm hearing from him. I like his attitude. I think it's also, he's realistic about where we are, which I like as well. And listen, positivity, that's what we're going to need. Training camp officially starts on the 5th. So right now it's individual workouts. Okay. We heard from some other guys today, but Austin Rivers is the one that got me hyped. Is he getting you guys hyped?
Well,
Let me know.
You know what, too? Do you think he can step up and be a leader?
Yeah, he's going to.
For us. I think he's going to naturally take that role.
I can see him being sixth man of the year.
He's naturally going to take that role of leader for us, I think.
I think of Austin Rivers, just watching him today and seeing his quotes, right? And, they've been dropping the quotes from running. It kind of feels like, potentially, I'm giving you like the most optimistic possible scenario, but it seems like he can see himself becoming one of those Knick role player legends. Because we have them, right? Larry Johnson was one, even though he was more of a star before. John Starks was one. We have these guys that, because they embody that spirit, they mean more to us, right? Even Steve Novak, it's not just about being like a top 90s guys. These guys come here. This can double check. So I could see the way he's talking, thinking, I think he's about almost 29, 30. So he's in that 28, 29, 30, somewhere there. So I think he's also seeing like, he can bring so much to us and then maybe even be here when we're great. And then he could be a guy on the bench who's coming in, like John Starks being that feisty guy, 6 man, giving you all that energy. and mentoring the guys and all that. So listen, it's early days. We like what we're hearing. I love what I'm hearing from Austin Rivers. So I didn't really consider him. The reason I wanted to shoot this today, I didn't consider Austin Rivers being that guy. Like, and hearing him talk, I kind of figured maybe he came here for a year or whatever.
Right.
But
to see what's going on.
Yeah, actually, it feels like he might be a little bit more involved.
That would be great. That would be great.
Would be great.
That
we
would
need
be great.
We need
Yeah, we do.
All right, guys.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.